Okay, thank you, Harley. All right, I'm going to call the meeting to order. It is 5:03. Roll call.
Sam Grant here.
Geraldine Bezikas.
Andrea Woods here.
Lynn Pinkerton here. All right, do we have any additions or deletions?
I have none.
Okay. There wasn't any mail this week, although I did not get there. So hopefully I'll check. Andrea?
Yes.
Okay, you said that you didn't have the minutes from last week, correct?
Oh, yes. I wasn't hearing anything from you. It was just coming through blankly. No, I had missed more of last week's meeting than I realized I had, and I tried all week to get it up on YouTube, and I couldn't. Except today, I could. I have the minutes done. I've not proofread them. I will send them to you tonight, and we can vote them next week if that's all right.
Yep. And I did see that you sent 2 prior minutes.
Yes, that we voted last week. Yeah.
Lynn, we can't hear you.
Okay. Sam,
Yes.
did you get them?
Get what?
The minutes from that she sent. There was 2.
Yeah, last week.
We did last week's already.
Yes, we did them last week.
Okay, great. So then just next week.
Right.
Hi, Dawn. We just started the meeting. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I don't know if yeah, I'm on. Yep, we're good.
Okay. So 2.1, point 1, Highway Superintendent Jim Smith to discuss his budget, capital plan, and warrant articles. So I do see that Jim is on. Hi, Jim. Oops, there you are. Hi, Jim. Are you there? I don't know what happened to his screen. Oh, he's on mute again.
Are we going to be able to see the budgets on a screen like we did like at the workshops and things or selectmen's meeting or not?
Well, I haven't figured that out yet. I was hoping that Jim was going to be on.
Oh, Jim Kreidler, yeah.
Yeah. So he could pop them up.
Is he coming? Do we know?
He didn't say, so I don't think he is.
Okay.
But
it just makes it easier so that, people following at home and even us, easier to, follow it.
right. Let me see. Oh, they do have a share. Except I'm not. When I opened my memo, it was blank. Did the rest of you get the memo with um, the highway in it?
I don't think I did.
I didn't either. I just used the budget book that he's recommended that we use, Jim, because he said that all Jim Smith information was on there.
Okay. Jim, are you there now? Can you hear us?
You know, his appointment isn't for 10 minutes yet. So he may have zoned in and then, or gotten in and then gone off to do something until 5:15.
Is there something else we could deal with until his time? Something else on the agenda we could look at?
Fire isn't due to 5:45. So the next thing was update on the MMO budget.
No.
Jim, I was unable to get into the meeting at the school, so I don't know what was discussed or decided, if anything, at that meeting.
Well, what I was on it, and basically what happened was when it came our turn, we basically told them that we need to go back to the drawing board to see if we can come down on the budget, because both Pepperell and Townsend couldn't afford what they had come up with. So they were still going to go back to the drawing board and see what they could do.
So there was no progress.
That's right, no progress. So is that Steve on the phone?
Same day, I'm at a meeting.
Okay, bye.
Who's on 4929?
Hello?
Hello?
How you doing? It's Jim from Highway.
Hello.
There you are.
Am I on?
Yes, you are. We can't see you, but
I apologize. My computer at home here is a little messed up. I had to call in by phone, so
okay, well, great. You made it.
yeah. Just barely.
Okay. So we would like to go over your budget.
Okay.
And
Let's see.
if you could just give us an overview.
Already. Well, when I was handed out the budget sheets, I was asked to come up with a budget that was level funded at best. Be prepared for budget cuts and such. That could become a reality. So, what I came up with, or what we came up with, was just that. I suppose it was pretty cut and dry with ours, with Highway. We had some increases and we had some decreases. The increases being longevity. Let's see. We went up $500 in longevity due to contractual, obligations. We went up to $250 For water, I averaged that out the last 3 years, and the water rates have gone up or whatnot. Maybe we're using a little bit more as well. Building maintenance, I went up 1,000. Buildings getting older, cost of materials are going up each year. Materials go up. So I asked for 1,000 there, and then the equipment repair went up 300. Communication went up 850. That's due to the new phone systems. I believe it's TPX. New phone systems, yeah. Across town-wide, I believe everybody got this is on the same system. In the public works line, 600. The decreases, I guess, were the support staff. That would be the office assistant. Looking to keep that vacant for now, unfortunately.
Yeah. Now, wasn't that supposed to be shared?
It was, and I'll be honest with you, that was not working. When that was taking place, it wasn't working. Honestly, I could use somebody full time in the office up there, but unfortunately, that's just not reality. So,
yeah.
It would be nice to have it, but I get it with trying times and with the pandemic and everything. We're trying to. I guess that they're trying to save money and such. I get it, and I want to do whatever I can to help, do my part. I hope better times are ahead. Maybe next year, and we're just remembered. There's going to come a point in time where we're going to have to, in the future here, that we're going to have to really start looking to upgrade a lot of things at the highway department. It's due.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be in your capital plan?
Well, that would be capital plan. I haven't met with capital planning. I haven't met with them in 2 years. I haven't heard anything. I was hoping to this.
I don't know
who's
who's
hoping
on
to this
capital
year.
plan this year.
Wait a
Excuse me?
minute. Go ahead, Jerry.
Is there a capital plan? I mean, I'm on the committee and I haven't heard from anyone.
Yeah,
Okay.
I submitted a capital plan.
Excuse me. The Capital Planning Committee is posted to meet this evening at 7:00.
Really?
Yeah, I only noticed it because I went to the calendar to get the numbers for getting into our meeting, and I noticed it then.
Okay.
I saw that as well.
Okay. Oh,
Well, there you go, Jerry.
okay, I'll have to find somebody to forward the to me, I guess.
Just go to the calendar and for today's date, and it will give you a list of the
Meetings.
yeah,
Okay.
and then click on the one you want, and the agenda will come. Two things will come up, and click on the agenda, and you'll have it.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, Jim.
Yeah, just to add to that, we have a laborer position. It's currently filled right now, but we're down a truck driver. So what we're planning on doing is moving this laborer up one position to truck driver, and leaving the laborer position vacant for the year, for the time being. So I guess the total savings, is roughly 54,616. I could certainly use the position, but like I said, I'll do my part, and I understand the times we're in. I get it. So
Now, does any of your department need CDL license?
do they need CDLs?
Yeah. To drive the equipment.
Do our employees need them?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So the labor position doesn't require a CDL, but all other positions do. In as far as truck driver, obviously CDL, and equipment operator. So, but like I said, in the beginning of the winter, right before the winter months, we had an employee that left, and he left the truck driver position open. So our laborer that's with us now is hopefully going to be moving up. We're trying to get him moved up, and he should be doing that very shortly. So, which will be good. So, we'll just be down that one, laborer position, and the support staff, the office assistant.
Okay. That's very good. I don't know if this is the right forum, but do you know why you're a superintendent instead of a manager of the department?
I don't know.
What's the
I
difference?
guess that's just.
That's something I'll have to ask Jim then.
Is there a
That would be
difference?
probably better. I wouldn't think so.
Well, I don't know if it's just the wording, but some of us noticed that. Let me get one of the others.
I think superintendent fits more his.
I guess it's the job description.
I guess.
I would think they'd be the same, really.
Before you order anything, or pay the bills, or other hiring, all hiring has to go through the selectmen. But you don't have to report major decisions to someone to be told to do them, do you?
No, I don't think so. But
Right.
anything big. When we do big paving projects, I put it in front of the board first. I have them sign off on it. So they ultimately have the say. Those are big decisions. Hiring is a big decision.
Yeah.
Obviously capital. When I go for equipment, which I need a lot of, that's a big purchase. So that all has to be signed off.
Oh, certainly, but they're through different parts of the system. But
Right.
For example, the water department, the commissioners have to sign off on the bills payable,
No.
and you just do that. You have the decisions of a department head that you make generally, not of a superintendent. Superintendents can't do. I think it's just they got stuck with the name. And I don't think it's fair. It doesn't give you the credit you deserve, nor maybe even the freedom that you deserve to run your department. I was hoping Jim would be at the meeting. I was going to bring this up because it is something that irks me terribly.
Yeah, that would probably be better suited for Jim.
Yeah.
I mean, especially now where we're going with the Collins Center.
Right.
So
I know like now we got the spending freeze and such. So I got like expenditure request forms that we have to fill out, but that's now, because of the pandemic and such. We're trying to cut back on everything. So we're trying to spend, we're really trying to strategize on how we spend that, spend. Unfortunately, our department does nothing but spend. We have such big equipment, and and old equipment that it costs a lot of money to keep that going. And, like wintertime when we're out, plowing and sanding and such, and, loading the trucks, the equipment's, it's old. So it's forever breaking down. So it costs a lot of money to run the highway department,
Right.
It certainly doesn't make the town money.
So what do you,
catch basins on the side of the road falling in, all that costs money, and all this product just keeps going up. All these vendors, it just goes up and up and up, and the budget stays the same or slightly decreases, and there has to come a time where we gotta get with the times, I guess.
right. So what did you submit on your capital planning?
For this year, it was a front end loader. I won't really get into it too much because obviously that's a different meeting. But it's a frontline piece of equipment. We use it for everything, to load trucks, to cutting back the edges of the road, paving projects. It's used every day. It's used from the mechanic uses it. We uses it every day. So it's I believe it's a 1996. So it's getting up there in age.
Yeah.
But
was there
yeah,
anything
I got several quotes on that, and lease to buy options and everything. So like I said, I was hoping to meet with capital plan, and that's a whole different discussion for a different day. But I was hoping to meet with them and just kind of state my case, and and kind of show them where we're at as far as equipment goes down there at the highway. And
Yeah.
but obviously I know with the trying times, and it's probably not much going to happen this year.
Well, I'm sure Geraldine will pass it on for you.
Yeah, I don't know who's gonna be there, but I'll pass it on.
Okay. Did you have
Yeah.
anything?
So are we going to be? Does each department going to be sitting down with the capital planning committee?
I have no idea what's gonna happen with that.
In
Because
Excuse
I
me.
believe 2 years ago we all sat down and each department head.
Right,
I thought it was great. I was just coming aboard then. I
yeah.
had only been on for a year or so. So
Well,
and
I
I thought
know
it was
that-
great. You kind of get to tell everybody where you're at.
Well, my concern is right now that two people have just left the committee, so that's why I'm saying I don't even know who's on the committee anymore, other than myself and Chris. Well, I guess I'll find out tonight.
Right. Yep.
So, Jim, is that the only thing you had on your capital planning?
Geez, I'll tell you off the top of my head. Just for this year, I might have just kept it just to that one item because we need it so desperately. But it was a 5-year plan, so there's big trucks involved. A year or two down the road. I know there's we need another 1-ton truck. They're getting old, and the mileage is getting up there, and the rust and such. But like I said, there's bigger trucks, the ones that we use for the salting and the sanding and the plowing and such. We run I believe it's a 78, 76, 1976. Well, that's a pretty old frontline piece. It's a great piece, but it's old.
Yeah.
It's
Now, the other thing was, did you have any warrant articles?
for a town meeting.
Yeah.
I just submitted one for the special. It was for it was just to transfer some funds that was was leftover monies from from a brush mower that we had gotten some years back. I believe it was 3,000 and change. I don't know exactly. It should be in here, actually. I can tell you exactly how much it is. If that helps you.
Mhm.
It's, yeah, it was 3,191.25. So really, I wanted to reappropriate it to go towards door locks for the highway garage. For different door locks, key codes, for security reasons. It's just, it's easier. You know, if somebody forgets to, to lock the door, we got 3 entry doors. We call them man doors, but if somebody forgets to lock them, on a Friday, they're open all weekend. I'm sorry. So these would automatically lock behind you, and then you push the button, get the code or whatnot, when you want to re-enter.
Well, that sounds good, especially where you're.
It does. There's a couple different systems. There's one out there. The one I really like is the one like Town Hall with the fobs.
Yes.
I figured to keep it simple, keep everything the same within town. But it's an expensive unit, I guess. I think it's probably around 9,000-10,000 for that.
Mm.
The other one I was looking at is 3,000.
Well, that's a little better.
It is a little bit. So we're always trying to strategize and save what we can, and get the most out of our budget. So.
Right. And of course, ice and snow there, that's a separate thing by itself.
The snow and ice, yeah.
Yeah, snow and ice and snow.
And to be honest with you, I think we're 60, roughly 65, 67,000 in the red, which is, I'll tell you, that's very good for this time of year. Knock on wood, we don't get any more storms.
67,822 as of the 23rd.
What was it?
67,822.
Yeah, I didn't know exactly what it was off the top of my head without being in the office.
I
knew it was around 65, 67,000, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
But yep. So, like I said, knock on wood. Hopefully, we don't get any more storms and that don't go up too much more. But typically, I think we're usually 150, maybe somewhere in there, 130.
Yeah.
So I think we're doing really well this year. I think we cut back and we've actually had quite a few storms this year. So.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, it's been an active year. So I think we've done good with the snow and ice budget. I think I have, anyways. So we have.
Yeah. No, it looked good. So now I'm going to turn it over to the team, and we'll start with Sam. Do you have any questions or concerns about the highway?
No, actually, I do not have the budget here in front of me of his suggested future budget, but what I've listened to sounds reasonable. I'm very well aware of the fact that he's trying to do a whole lot with a whole little, and
for sure.
And the one I keep an eye on is the ice and snow, and I'm going to be a little forward here. Something tells me that we have a tendency to plow a little too many times, at least on Route 13 and 13, Old City, and whatever goes out my front door and straight down the hill. Tyler Road are the only things I have any visibility to. as I said, I've been locked down here since the middle of March last year, but I kind of am concerned that, but there may be good reasons. I'm not trying to say anybody's trying to milk this cow. I'm trying to understand why they're plowing basically clear roads.
Well, sometimes when you see the plow go down 13, 13 is a very it's a very important road to keep clean. It's the major artery in and out of town. You know, it's people fly down the road. I know it's really no excuse, but it's got a lot of traffic. So we try to really do our best to keep that clear. You may see him, you know, plowing the edge of the road. What he's doing is he's winging it back so to get the bankings back a little bit.
Right.
Off the edge of the road so the water doesn't sit in the road. But we kind of have a truck that's just pretty much dedicated just for Route 13. It's such a long road from from the Lunenburg line to the New Hampshire line.
Right.
So it's quite a task just to do that one road. I think the guy that does it, I think he does a phenomenal job doing it.
I don't argue it's a phenomenal job. I just wonder, how many trips
why
he
he's going up
take.
and down.
And I thought I'd ask instead of accuse. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, I would say, if I see something that didn't look right, like too many plowings on that road, I wanted to ask, and you've given a darn good answer to it.
And it's the safety thing. So, we've tried to cut back a little bit on the salt and such on Route 13. We've tried different scenarios, different techniques, and
well, you've done according to my wife, you've done an excellent job on Old City Road of going literally down the middle, so that everybody's got at least one tread in the sand and salt. And,
right. Yep.
And that's been an excellent. I mean, it was so therefore they're secure, and at the same time, we're not doubling the trip or doubling the amount of sand that's dropped down there.
Right. Yeah, we can get away with going one pass or whatnot. Up the middle, and as it melts, it spreads to the sides, to the edges. With a crown on the road. So,
a very well done road.
The guys do a phenomenal job.
I'm not arguing about the
snow and ice. They do a great job.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have no discrepancies with your department whatsoever, other than, as I said, the appearance is this. Please explain. You've explained it extremely well.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think you've done a great job with some very old equipment, and I know my road's a tough road. I live on Highland Street, and I do appreciate everything that you do there. It's not an easy road to maintain, but
no, it's not.
I think you've done well with what you have.
Yeah, we're hoping to pave Highland Street.
Oh, good.
So hopefully that happens this spring.
Yeah, I'd love that.
I would too. I'm the one who plows it.
Oh, goodness. But I think you're doing a good job, Tim. I really do. And I hope I'm able to get on to that meeting tonight so that, I'll have a little insight of what's going on. It'd be good.
Right. Yep. That'll be good.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, Dawn,
Thank
do you
you.
have any questions?
I probably more concerned. It's kind of like I know the payroll is going down by those the two positions, and I'm wondering if you really need that. Should we be dropping out of the budget or do you really need to have it back in there?
Well, I could always use the help.
Yeah. Well,
but I was asked to level fund at best, and and expect cuts, and and such. So, like I said, I was trying to do my part. It's an already vacant spots.
Mhm. Yeah.
So,
Okay.
you know,
Leaving them
I was, what's that?
I was just leaving them vacant. It's kind of like I'm very familiar with that.
Yeah. Do I need the spots? Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, I could use 2 more truck drivers and another equipment operator and, you know, and an office assistant. But unfortunately, that's just not realistic, I guess,
Hmm.
at this time.
Andrea?
I have no questions.
All righty. So that concludes our meeting with Jim, and I want to thank you for coming and explaining everything.
Thanks for having me. Hopefully you got a little better idea of what's going on with the highway.
Yes.
Yep.
So should we take a vote tonight, or did you want more discussion? The team.
I'm pretty well set with it. What about you, Andrea? Where did she go?
I don't know. Andrea. Are you with us?
All right.
Hello.
Okay, are we ready to take a vote?
I have a question. What are we voting on? I'm not being able to read the piece of paper.
Oh, we're voting on the highway department.
Is he level funded or he's described it, but I wasn't able to hold on to the numbers in my head.
Yeah, the only thing that I have highlighted was the column, because Jim hasn't gone back, but that's the entire budget is going to the Collins, and he has to go back in and he has to check it against that to see what they're going to get.
Okay. No, with it. Thank you.
Okay. So I think we can do what we did for the others, which is we can approve the budget pending the Collins, because we don't know what that figure is yet.
Understandable. Oh, excuse me.
Highway. So I need a motion.
I'll make a motion that we pass Jim's budget, the highway budget.
I'll second it.
Yeah, with pending the Collins.
Right.
Okay.
Okay,
Well, we need to add that into the wording, correct? Pending the Collins.
Yes.
yeah,
Okay.
because otherwise we would just approve
Right.
what.
So do you want to read the motion just so we make sure we have it right?
All in favor?
Aye.
You have to say your name, Sam.
Oh, Sam Grant, yes.
Andrea Wood, yes.
Carolyn Bezekas, yes.
Don Hayes, yes.
Lynn Pinkerton, yes. Okay, so we have approved the highway budget. So you're all set, Jim.
Alrighty. You folks have a great evening. Thank
You
you.
Yes,
too.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, the next thing on the agenda was mm, was the fire EMS, but he's not on yet. So the next thing on the agenda is 2.3. Review new budget for parks and cemetery, only I haven't got it.
Oh, I had one up there somewhere. What happened to my list?
I had one for perks.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
Parks and cemeteries, or Sems and Parks. Another word. Mm-hmm.
Well,
Okay.
his budget didn't change much. I mean, it didn't change at all.
Yeah, I was trying to find it on.
It came through Andrea in the Andrea's things that she sent us.
Oh,
Did everybody get it?
I did. It was sent on February 26th.
I think forwarded on March 1st. So the 26th
Yeah.
was from Roger
Okay.
forwarding it in. So it came from Andrea on March 1st. I just found it.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
oh, there's more to it. What makes the eye? I don't know what you use this one for.
Well, anyway, I do have.
Are you done with your call?
No.
Oh, I thought I heard you say.
What?
I thought
No.
sorry.
But the one I like is, I like the budget that comes from the department head.
I think that's the one I have.
Oh, well,
I don't know. It's got some red markings on it on the side.
Yeah, well, that doesn't make any sense.
Well, I think it's saying that if he had to make cuts, that's where he could maybe.
Right.
I don't think that
I
his budget's it doesn't look bad to me. You find it, Lynn?
no. I do remember seeing that, but I don't have it. And I looked on the 1st, March 1st.
Lynn, I just tried sending it to you again.
Okay, great. I appreciate that.
Okay. In the meantime, I will try sharing screen and see what it does. Oh, okay. Can't. It's disabled.
Disabled?
Yeah, mine is. It's kind of like so, which is okay. I just figured I'd try it since the button's there.
Oh, this?
I think he's trying to tell you something, Dawn.
Yep. Yep, he is. He's setting it to all participants. So I should be trying to share.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, got that.
Okay. Yeah, see, I remember seeing this.
Well, I've got it right in front of me here on the big screen.
If you want, I can blow it up and we can look at smaller sections of it. Just
Yep, that would be good. Yeah, now if you could just move it over a little bit. Great.
okay. That
Okay, now I'm gonna. Yeah. Okay.
so
So, see now
yeah. So
this. Go ahead.
I was going to say I think as I'm reading it, he's presented two, which is the level funded, and then the worst case what he could go down to in the column saying that it's 7,100. The first one is the 7,100, which is a reduction if I scroll out a little bit.
Yeah.
So that would be a reduction of the 2,071
Mm-hmm.
for the year. So I think this is the presentation of a level funded with taking down a little bit of money in the other columns.
Right. But now I don't know which one.
Well, okay, let's see if I can come back because I only shared.
Because I have.
Let's see. That's the word doc. Let me get the. I don't. As far as I know, I only have version 16. So
Yeah, he well, the one I'm looking at.
Yeah.
It says that his salary went down $7.
Yeah.
Because they put the Collins Center in.
yeah. Let me hide some columns and see if I can get a side by side look at this. So what I'm seeing in the spreadsheet that we had from Jim, and again, this is version 16 of it. You're right. The first, can we see the side by side? Am I sharing both of them?
No.
Okay. Let's do
So
a new.
why did they take out $7? Why would they do that?
I think that this was the initial cut of the
No.
Collins plan, with the current step. I think that was what he put in for the first budget,
Right.
to say the Collins. So
Of course, they keep telling us to go by FY19.
Yeah.
Because of COVID.
Yeah.
So even still, if you go from 19 to 22, I mean, it's still a raise.
yeah.
It's just from 21 to 22.
Yeah.
It's just a difference of 7.
Right.
Well, remember what Jim said in our last meeting, that, excuse me, that the selectmen voted to approve the Collins plan. And if it's voted, but not necessarily spent, it would fund the salary lines. But according to this, the money that they want is greater than the Collins. I have never in the history of the town known anybody to cut budgets. Let's cut somebody's salary, you know.
Yeah.
And then down here it says, make up the difference with cemetery funds. Does he mean the salaries? I don't know if cemetery funds can be used for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Because I know when we talked with Jim, I asked him about the Collins, if that was against a contract.
Yeah.
He said, yes, that's what they start with. But then again, all the others should be
Well, even though the selectmen have accepted this to possibly fund the salary raises in the
So-
contracts, it doesn't mean that they won't go higher, and we have no idea what they are going to negotiate until the negotiation is done.
correct.
You can't hold the union to the Collins plan.
I know.
right.
But you can to the non-union ones.
Huh.
Correct? Because I can't, I mean, the superintendent is in the union. So I can't see that they would take off that $7 just because of Collins.
I don't know why we're talking about $7.
I know.
Oh,
I mean,
Yeah.
I just noticed it and I'm going,
maybe it's a typographical error.
well, it could be, but this is something else I want to ask Jim. So I think I should, I'll make sure Jim comes to our next one.
Or is this going to be reviewed on Saturday?
Oh, we can ask him Saturday. That's right.
Okay, I won't be able to attend Saturday's meeting, I'm sorry.
Yeah, same here. I had plans that I didn't recall.
Right.
Okay.
I have it scheduled to attend if practicable, unless the weather's too good.
Ah,
So you're comparing the 22 budget to 21 budget, right?
This, I was just looking at what he had done here. So if we look at what he provided, he had the 21 budget here and then put in the 22 at level funded
Right,
and then a worst case.
right, I got that,
When I bring forward the spreadsheet that Jim gave us,
right,
for the most part, it looks like he's populated it with the worst case
oh. Okay.
for 22.
Yeah.
So
And
as
it might be a typo because the other figures are right.
it could be, because when I look at this column here, it's 3425,
Yeah,
and we got 3525 on the same line here.
yeah,
So I know it's off. I can't match it exactly up, but
Hmm. So I'm gonna make a note to ask Jim about that one.
about the superintendent and then the energy. I mean, it's only $100, but if it's what he presented, then
Okay. I got that down. Anything else we can see on this? I know this already went in front of the BOS.
Mhm.
See, I still like looking at the other kind. Because this one,
Okay, yeah.
they have the things all rolled up in this.
Right. Yeah, you want the detail of positions and all that. Yep. So that's we can put that towards Jim too, just to ask to provide the detail behind it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So we still have questions on this.
Want me to stop sharing at this point?
Okay, my system froze again.
Oh, okay.
So
So I'll hit stop just to see if we can get back. Okay.
yeah.
Was
So is everybody in agreement that we should put this one aside and come back to it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Do we need a vote on this or just
I think just agreeing to it is enough.
okay.
I'm sorry, Andrew, I didn't hear what you said.
I'm sorry, I was going back to mute and I missed what you said, Jerry Lynn.
Okay, I said I missed what you said.
what Andrea had said was we didn't need to make a formal motion to review the cemetery and parks later.
Okay. So we're gonna put it on hold?
We'll just put it on hold and ask the questions and bring it back up for a review later.
Do we need a motion on that?
No,
No.
we were just
No.
saying we didn't.
All right.
Okay.
Yep.
Did everybody get the expense report? I mean, that's the one I usually pick up, but the last time I was in there, it wasn't there, so I had signed up until July last year. And I haven't seen anything since. So I'll be going down probably.
I
tomorrow.
send out the expense report.
Yeah.
I've got it.
I'm
Mm.
talking about the signed folder.
Oh,
Oh, since nobody, in general, you don't travel in and out of the building like we used to. I think she's probably not putting the folder in there anymore, and maybe we should just vote to if when we vote on it anyway, we're really only voting on our particular line items, FinCom and Reserve Fund. We're not voting on accepting or not accepting or whatever the rest of the sheet. The rest of the sheet is just information for us.
Correct.
It,
So if everybody got it, then we can vote on that one. Because there was no changes. Correct?
right. I make a motion that we accept the expense report for February.
I'll second that.
Okay, all
Sam Grant, aye.
Carolyn Bezikas, yes.
Andrea Wood, yes.
Don Hayes, yes.
okay. Lynn Pinkerton, yes? Sam,
Yes.
you gotta say your name.
Sam Grant, yes.
Jerry?
Carolyn Bezikas, yes.
Andrea?
Yes. Andrea, yes.
Dawn?
Don Hayes, yes.
All right. So that takes care of that one. Now I still don't see Mr. Boynton.
Well,
Okay.
Something I haven't. I'll check my mail. I haven't heard from him, but as important as his job is, something easily could have come up for him.
Right. I was just gonna say that may be some kind of emergency or something, but we could
Are we gonna continue forward or wait a couple minutes or what are you doing?
well, he was due at 5:45,
Okay.
and it's now after 6, so I think
John, can you share that budget?
Hang on.
Thank you.
agree.
Okay. Okay, so I should be sharing the whole budget. And I have hidden columns. We'll unhide. Okay, so. And I apologize. I add this in so when I filter, I get all lines for
Mm-hmm.
cemetery. So that's. You want to look at anything in particular?
Well, I have his budget up that he sent in, which is the one all broken down.
Ah, okay. Yep.
That's the one I like to look at.
You have that, Don?
I don't know. Yes, I think I do. Hang on. Let's see if I can find it.
Yeah, Andrea had sent it to us.
Yeah. It doesn't look like I put it in here. Let me check. No, that's work. Okay, so I only looked at it online. I didn't download it. So bear with me just a sec. And
Yeah, I'll be right back.
okay, I'll be back.
Did you find it, Dawn?
I did. Yep, I just gotta download them and get them open. And
Okay, great.
I just think it's easier because then we're all looking at the same thing.
mm, do we need the PDF too? Or are they the same as the spreadsheets? Okay, if we need them, I'll come back. Okay.
Mm.
Okay, I got it. Okay. I'm getting there. Kinda. Okay, so we had 3 from the fire. We have a reduction. We have level funded, and we
Yeah.
have the budget, and we have budget needs. Which one of the 3 do we want to look at?
What is this one? This is fire EMS budget level.
Level.
Yeah, that one.
Oh, this is needs. Okay, hang on. Sorry, just getting a lot of things. Well, okay, here's level. Okay, so right up here it says level, so we're looking at level. Is the size okay?
It's fine for me.
Okay.
What about you, Jerry?
Okay.
Again, we can blow it up a little bit.
Now, he color coded it.
Yeah.
So according to the yellow, it says contractual increases. So we got quite a few of those.
Just scrolling down to see if there's any more. Okay, so you get the three contractual, the head, the operational captain, and the coordinator.
Yeah, coordinator captain. So it's captain, captain, head. So it looks like those three are under contract.
Yeah.
So if you go over and hover over the red, see that red
Oh,
corner?
you want to see the note? Okay. Yep.
So he's having a step increase. Step.
Yeah. Yeah. Step. Step.
Okay, so those three are steps.
Yeah. Now, it's interesting. It says step, but it's going down.
Yeah.
Unless this was a budget with overtime or something for last year.
The regular one up.
Yeah.
Wow, this is quite different. Okay. For the fire chief, Collins plus longevity and clothing. Okay, so they put three things in there for him. And this says 128.
Yeah.
And on the FY22 budget, it says 130. So.
Okay.
I have a question.
Yeah.
You said they put three things in there for his salary, and I can read that too. But in his past salary, were those things included in there as well?
That I don't know. So.
Okay.
If on this one, not this one, the
Okay,
other.
sorry. I just figured I'd try, if we're going back and forth, figured I'd say it.
The other budget has
Sorry. Bear with me for a second. Sorry. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so yeah, he's it looks like they've added in the three things that they talked about. The
but go
salary.
back. If you could go back to the other budget.
Yep. So
All right. Now go to the bottom. Oh, sorry. Go to labor. See the tab labor on the bottom?
Yeah.
Okay. So the chief Let's see.
Yep.
So this would show you what was in it.
Mhm. Yep. Yep.
So this one says 128.
Yep.
With those two included,
Right.
but the main budget says 130.
Yep. So this one matched, and in sorry, just go to the main budget.
Yeah, see that says 130.
So he's got it going from the Collins implementation plan. So he's bringing in a different base, it looks like.
Well, the thing is,
Yeah.
he has the Collins Center there, but
Mhm.
the chief is under contract.
Right. Yeah.
So when the chief submitted his on the other budget,
Yeah.
he already included the that one. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. No, sorry.
Yeah.
That's the need. Sorry. Gotta get the level funded. Okay. Yep. So he had it in and
Labor down
Yeah.
below. You have to.
it should be on the labor now.
Yep. You see there, he comes
Oh.
up to
Yep.
125, and then you add the other two, comes up to 128.
Okay.
So,
And he's got it on the
my
23.
question is the difference.
Mm-hmm.
in- that's like a $2,000.
Hmm.
I'm not being picky. I'm just trying to.
No. It's the right thing to do. Look at the. So yep, there's your 1776 difference.
So if we're going according to what they said, you take FY19 to FY22, we're looking at 10,000.
Oh, yep, okay.
So that's why I'd like to have these,
Yeah.
the detail.
So you're looking.
So I just have that
Yep.
question,
Mm-hmm.
which we'll have to ask Jim.
Well, apparently Jim is at the capital plan program.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, it was 6.
It was 6, but I thought Hartley had scheduled us. How could they have another
He
meeting
said
going on?
I know. Well, he's using a different Zoom, isn't he?
Yeah, it's a different
I
Zoom
would
meeting, but
say,
they may not be recording that one, so that could be
right.
how he gets away with it.
Right.
And just
Okay.
okay. So I copied the pasted that in it. And you're thinking
just want some answers, that's all.
Yeah.
He
Yep.
can explain it.
And I'm just gonna throw in there. Yep. Your 19. Okay, so just to capture those 2 points. This was from a difference from the detail, and this was the one this is the difference from the fiscal year 19 column. Just so that we have it. Okay. Do you want back to the detail for level funded?
Yes, please.
Okay. And
All
the
right.
budget or the labor?
No, labor.
Okay.
So the next one is a captain. So if I read it right, he's under contract too, correct?
Okay. Yeah, it did say contracted. Yep.
This is the one that it got me, was this per diem stuff,
Yeah.
which was very expensive.
Well, it does get expensive because they're calling them when they're not really scheduled in, and
Yeah. Yeah.
So I
Sorry,
was wondering what
yeah.
the on-call
Yeah.
it was.
Ooh, excuse me.
57.
Operational. I've just been looking for the operational captain, and I'm not finding.
No, they have 2019. So yeah, I don't see operations.
you're looking at operational staff, is that what you're looking at?
Well, that's what they have it
Oh,
on.
here it is. Yep, operational captain. I just wasn't finding it.
Yeah.
Kind of like that's why searching is good. Kind of. Okay, so this was 85,418. Okay, so then do we need to look at the big budget book to see if it's the 85,418? Because when we look at the budget here, it looks like it's just
0.5%.
yeah.
So 69. Where's the unit operations cap? 78. You can get a headache.
Yeah. It looks like the 82,918 is the salary base and the holiday. Longevity is not included.
Does that say 25%? Or is there a point in there?
2 point. There's a point.
There's a point, yeah.
Point in there, okay.
Yeah.
It's not a spec on your screen. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So looking at it in the budget line that he's got here with the 2%
What?
is including both the base and the holiday.
No, I've
Yeah.
seen a lot of other longevity, but I've never seen it that expensive.
Mm.
So, and Mark is the same way. His is 25. Same thing.
But that's uniform.
Oops, sorry.
That's okay. I just looked at the same thing.
Okay, so his longevity is 1,000.
Yeah.
But this guy is your operations captain. He gets
Mhm.
2,100. I've never seen him that high.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I asked him about that, Mark about that.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yep.
Some of those men, Dave Roy and who I believe is the captain, and Grimley, they've been on the fire department for 25 years at least.
Mhm.
Okay.
So when you consider that, their longevity may not be that high.
Yeah. I just wanted someone to explain it.
Well, you could probably get a better explanation from someone else, but I think that's what it is.
Okay.
All right?
Okay, on to the next.
Okay. Looking at EMS coordinator. Is that what you wanted?
Firefighter Paramedic. I think it's, ooh,
Oh, next on this list. Okay.
yeah. So, firefighter paramedic. 185. Hmm.
Okay, so looking at this one, okay, firefighter paramedic. Okay, sorry, I'm just trying to relate them upward.
Mhm.
That didn't make sense.
Yeah. Okay. Uh, sorry, just got to take care of work.
Yeah.
I didn't log out of the instant messenger.
Uh-oh.
Kind of, so people think I'm working. Kinda. Okay, so looking on the labor worksheet, we're looking for the firefighter paramedic. As I read the note, it looks like he's changing a
Yeah, just go over the,
oh, that's okay. Let me close this one down because I keep on going in needs. Okay. Close reduction. If I need it, we'll get back to it. Nice. Here's your level. Come on, get the level. Okay. So we were looking for the firefighter. When I saw this note,
what?
We can see the whole note.
40 hours times 40.
Mm.
Yeah, he went up 2 hours, but his pay went down.
Well, but if let's see, edit note. Show edit note. So what increased due to change in hours from 40 to 42 per week is the
Hello?
Yep.
If it's
So is Jim telling us that he found a mistake?
well, this is from Mark. Mark put it in about why the dollar, and it's and I guess I don't get that. So I got 24. So based on the hours in the week, and then the salary of 31.60.
You're talking about day staff and night staff? Is that where the difference is?
So I guess we have the question that, oh, maybe this was for last year's going to 68. So
Yeah, well, that's
yeah.
2021, and this is 22.
And this should be 22.
It's 21.
Well,
22. Okay, I see.
yeah. So this says fiscal year 21, and then they moved it over a line here. So,
Oh.
so 21 was that, 22 is proposed. So with the note seems to match this dollar number, not this dollar number.
How about the ones below? Do they match? I guess they do, sort of.
So we can just ask Mark to
Yeah.
explain the things in yellow.
Lynn, can I ask a question? Go back a little bit.
Sure.
You said something about somebody going from 40 to 42 hours.
Yeah.
Yep. Right here.
You can't schedule. That's automatically scheduling 2 hours of overtime.
Yeah. Well, he says increase. Whoops.
Oh, sorry. It's kinda,
Up there.
yeah, I moved it just a little bit and it dropped.
I know. Increase due to change in hours from 40 per week to 42.
He can't. I don't think that works because by the Fair Labor Standards Act, you get paid time and a half for anything over 40 hours. I don't think his budget can trump the Fair Labor Standards Act.
Is this one under contract? Can the contract require that you work?
I
over-
don't know. No, I don't think so.
Okay.
So,
What? I want one.
I just don't. I just don't understand that. There's a big question there for me. That's all.
Evidently.
yeah,
You think he's scheduling 2 extra hours in, whereas you don't know whether he's gonna need the 2 extra hours or not, right?
Well, I know it's going to have to be paid as overtime. Maybe he's just trying to account for his costs. The job is so extensive that it usually runs into overtime at this expense.
Right.
But then again, if you do that, maybe to really be working to come up with a creative budget, you should be trying to do away with those 2 hours of overtime.
yeah. And last year we paid him 68, and
Mhm.
this year he wants it at 56. So I'm confused. That's why I want to ask you about.
Yeah.
But it does say a -17, right?
Yeah.
He's got it there. So it could be that
Listen.
he filled in numbers and didn't change the notes in the sheet. I will tell you, I do that kind of thing all the time when
Oh.
working in spreadsheets.
Well, that may be what's happened then, because he shows a 17% decrease.
Yeah, but I'm just going to bring this in to the picture. So
Lynn,
Yeah.
do you have any way to contact Hartley? I mean, I know he's hosting the other meeting now. We're kind of ghosting along on our own. But the thing is that I was thinking this is so unlike Chief Boynton not to notify somebody. You know, he may be waiting in the waiting room.
ooh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, it could be.
Well, Hartley's with Jim Kreidler. Oh, there he is.
Maybe he heard us.
Yeah.
Oh, Hartley.
Ooh.
Right. Now, that would be me.
Yeah.
That would
Yeah.
be me, but I've talked to Jim for telephone, and they're going to reschedule a meeting apparently for next week. But they weren't, but he wants to know if I can, next week we're scheduled from 5. Correct. Okay, so I told him I couldn't come to next week's meeting until after our meetings were done, which is usually around 7 o'clock.
Okay. Okay,
Did Mark-
Hartley, did Mark Boynton try to get him in? Can you hear me?
I don't-
Mm.
Did he try to come in? Mm. Okay, just checking. Thank you.
Hmm.
Okay, so we
Okay.
can go back to the salary.
Okay. We know we have a question in this.
Yep.
Big
in the
one.
different- Okay.
So if you go to okay, operational. I'm trying to line this up
Mm-hmm.
with the other one.
Right. Yeah. So on this, you want to know where his salary is on the other on the budget sheet here.
Right. So that
Yeah.
was firefighter paramedic.
That was firefighter, full-time firefighter paramedic. Yeah.
Full time. I'm wondering if it's line
I-
51111.
Like it put in this area. Let me just check and see if there's any other.
Yeah. Every time you go to a tab,
Yeah.
it's a different person.
Right. Yeah. I just was looking to see if there was other full-time firefighter paramedics or if they're all
Well, if there were, it would depend on when they started too.
right.
Some of them would make more money than others.
Right. There's a full-time firefighter paramedic right
Mhm.
there.
Well, it says 100%, but it's not 100%.
That same as yeah.
That's not right. I think those percentages are not correct.
Hmm.
I think those percentages are off.
Yeah. Yeah, they just values in there. They're not calculations.
Right. Right. And I think that's what's throwing us off, maybe.
So basically, okay, so
Yep.
we're gonna ask him about the salary to explain it. That's one.
Yep.
So then what else does he have down there? The
Okay.
expenses.
You want the big budget?
No, the other
Okay.
one.
Oh, this one. Okay.
Expenses.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Sorry. Other tab.
This
Yep.
should be broken out. Contractual increases. I don't see any. Oh,
Yep.
that was brought over. Okay. So I think this is basically the same.
Yeah, these I can.
Those figures are the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so are the ones below.
Yeah.
Yep. Everything there is level. No changes.
Yep. So you got dues and they got uniforms. I would think that the supplies would have went up. Medical supplies. Not.
Well, that says office supplies, doesn't say medical.
Line 31.
Medical. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, because that you can only keep for so long and then you gotta throw them away. went up $3,000 for uniform allowance fire. But it's contractual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't that so many, didn't he want 10 sets of something or other and he settled for 5 or something? Was that the deal on that?
Mm.
I thought that was other equipment.
Oh, that was it? Okay,
Yeah, I thought it was some sort of equipment, not the uniform.
okay.
So, according to this, when it says uniform allowance on call fire, that means we supply them with uniforms?
Well, do they mean their uniform or do they mean their working uniform? I mean, that's kind of two different.
Yeah, I mean, 'cause you got all the firefighter equipment, you know, the coat and all that.
But that, I mean, that's costly. That's very costly in itself.
I don't know, but most contracts under uniform allowance, they list a number of items that you can get. Some were kind of unexpected. Remember once last year, there was a gun, or the year before last, that one of the policemen purchased a gun with his clothing allowance and it was found to be fine.
Right.
Right.
So, you know, it's what they can or can't buy with it must be in the contract somewhere in writing.
Okay.
There, my internet went again.
Yeah.
So we're pretty good with the expenses, huh?
Yeah, they're staying in line, kind of.
Hmm. And did it, what was the total of expenses?
Sorry, scroll down. Yeah. 251,723.
Really? Because on
Yeah.
the one I have, it says expenses is 1,278,719. Oh no, that must be the full total.
Nope.
Okay, 251,723. Is that what it was?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So we only have questions on the salary.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And Jerry, I think this was what I remember the turnout gear. Sounds familiar for that conversation about.
Oh, okay. Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Is that for 5 or 10? Do you remember?
I think he wanted 10, but was able to get a grant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm. All right. So how
Well,
does everybody feel about the fire EMS budget?
I guess I just looking at now on expenses on the replacement. Is this an ongoing requirement? Replacing the radios and pagers at 15,000 a year, every year. Just
That I don't know.
I don't
We
know
can
if they replace all of them every year or they're on a
or
rotation.
they're rotating. Yeah. Maybe that's a question
Okay.
to look at.
What is that? Replacements.
Just, that's all. We're just taking a look at that piece.
Equipment. Okay, I got that one down. Anything else? Oh, look who arrived. Hi, Jim.
Hi, Jim.
Hey, Jim.
Finished with capital planning. I apologize for coming in so late.
How did that go?
Went well. Yeah, we have
Okay.
a plan. So we're just going to try to get something scheduled for a quick meeting next week to vote it, but we're good.
Did they put in any new people on there?
Chaz Sexton-Duranian is
Oh.
a member. Wayne Miller is a member. We just need one more live breathing soul, which is why I was trying to steal you away from your meeting tonight for a couple minutes.
Okay. What about Nick? Not Chris, not Nick, but Chris.
Yeah, Chris Nacella is a member, but weren't able to get him tonight either. So we'll get it done next week. Sorry to bug you guys.
Okay.
No, well, no.
Why don't you go back to those percentages?
On
Can
the
we do
labor,
that? Okay.
or, I'm sorry, was it? I was, sorry, let me get there.
Hello. Anybody hear me?
I can hear you.
Again,
Okay. Because mine keeps freezing.
Oh, I'm good.
Okay, Jim.
Yes.
The questions we have is, I don't know how familiar you are with fire and EMS.
Pretty much. Anybody else hearing Lynn? Because I
No,
don't
I don't
hear
hear
her.
a thing. No.
No, I'm not hearing.
Lynn, we can't hear you.
I know, it froze again.
Oh, there you are.
There I am.
Gotta say it
So-
quick.
The FY22 in his Mark's budget.
Yep.
So one of them is, well, I know Mark is under contract, but it says 125 for his salary, plus he has 1,000 longevity
Yep.
and 25 for that, which comes out to 128. But on the FY22, I got 130.
Yep. If you look, it says Collins Center plus his
Oh.
longevity and clothing. What he was putting in is what his contract value is. This is putting in Collins, so it gives the select board, if this goes through, the opportunity to put everybody on the Collins plan. If it gets appropriated, it doesn't automatically go to everybody. It has to be negotiated and agreed upon, but the direction I got from the board was to roll everybody in to Collins. There are a couple of exceptions. The police union and the fire union don't want to be rolled into Collins. They have rights at the collective bargaining table, and they've taken the position that they have their own pay grids in their contract, and they want to stay within those.
Okay, so if that's the case, wouldn't that go back to 128?
No, because he's not in the fire union. He's his own guy. He's got his own contract. And you, non-union.
Okay, I'm confused. You said that Mark's contract was done by the Collins.
No, let me try it again. If I misstated, let me try again. Mark has a contract. When he put his budget together, his contract calls for him getting 125 as a base.
Right.
He then has the 1,000 and the 2,500. The Collins Center has him at higher than 125 as a base. So what you see in the budget that I put together is his base per Collins. So the note there, I'm pointing at the screen as though you can see me.
Yeah.
The note there says Collins Center plus longevity and clothing. So if the selectmen decide to do nothing with Mark, he'll get the 128.5 because that's what his contract value currently is. If they say we want to have him on Collins and they negotiate to do that, then that 130,276 becomes the number. So this is just creating an opportunity for them to put him on Collins if they choose.
Okay, yeah. Well, I froze and missed half of your explanation, but basically the 130 is the Collins. And but they already said they didn't want to be with Collins.
No, the union, he's not in the union.
Right, he's on a contract.
Right, so the fire union has their own wage table and the police union have their own wage table. So you'll see they don't have the note next to them in the budget that I put together that says Collins Center. Mark does, Jay does, everybody else does.
Mm-hmm.
With the exception of my position. My position doesn't have any change or any note.
Okay.
So I think I just tried to replicate. I added another column with that. So the FY22 and then FY22 with Collins.
There you go.
Yeah.
Comes out and matches what this number is.
You're
Okay.
hired.
Yeah. So my problem is, if we went with, who has to approve that?
Select board. Well, two bites. Actually, multiple bites. Let me take them in small bites. The first that have to approve it will be the select board approving the budget that I put in front of them.
Right.
And then you comment as a finance committee, whether you approve of it or not. Whether you approve or not doesn't change the budget, but that becomes the recommendation on the floor. And then town meeting gets to vote to approve or not. And if it makes it through all of those steps at the 130,276, that doesn't mean that Mark gets it. That means it's available for Mark to get if Mark and the board come to terms such that Mark gets put on the Collins scale. If they don't come to terms, then Mark gets the 128.5 and that extra couple of $1,000 that would put him on Collins sits in that budget until the end of the year and it gets closed out to free cash. Anybody else have any questions about that?
I think it was clear.
Okay. Of course, I went out again, but I got the gist of it.
Is
Thank
Mark
you.
on?
Mark is on, yep.
Mark is on.
He is?
Yeah.
Yep, he
Down
just
there.
came in. Yeah.
Oh,
About
He
5
is-
minutes ago.
Yeah.
okay. The other question that we had was replacement equipment, radios and pagers,
Oh.
which was under expense.
Is that every year, Mark? Or is that is that so many per year or what is that?
I'm sorry, if I was late for the meeting, I thought it was at 7. So I'm not quite sure what you're talking about. Which line are you on?
In expenses, it's on the detail for level funded, the expense tab, line 50 or, but I guess 5870, the line, the replacement equipment. And it says radio and pagers.
That is a reoccurring expense every year. Yep.
Okay, now is that rotating, or you actually replace everything every year?
No, rotating, because a radio costs $3,000 to $5,000 each, and a pager costs $500 to $600 each. And we have 60 personnel on the roster, so that's maintenance, upkeep, battery replacement, that kind of stuff.
That's kind of what we thought it might be, was rotating.
Yep.
I know we had one other question.
It is. It's on the operational staff.
Oh, yeah, that question, that little note that you put in there.
So it's, sorry, let me get positioned here. Are you able to see the file sharing?
Yep.
It's the next one down.
It's the next one down.
Why is it dropping so much?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
he's a new guy.
That's what I,
Okay.
Okay. So
But
if,
the question was, how does he get 40 per week plus 2 hours, or 42?
42 hours, it's got the note. The note doesn't necessarily seem to work with the value that's in the cell. So the note looks like it was for last year.
So let me explain the difference between 40 and 42.
Yeah.
So if the guys are working
Two.
Monday through Friday, the guys that are on a Monday through Friday day shift, they actually work 4 10-hour days a week, which add up to 40 hours. A year ago, a little over a year ago, we transferred to, or transitioned to, is a better term, to having personnel on 24/7, which means they work a 24-hour shift. And it's a little complicated to understand because that works out over a 28-day cycle, but they average 42 hours per week. So the 4 people that work shift work 24 hours to give us 24/7 coverage are on 42 hours, which is in our pay period, which doesn't matter to you, which is 2 weeks, is they get paid 84 hours per week. And the day staff that are working Monday through Friday are getting 40 hours per week. So that's why there's that difference.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay.
And that,
yeah.
and in that particular case, the difference is lower because it's a new person, correct?
Again, I'm trying to get up to speed with which.
Okay, hang on, let me.
Jeff Cormier's line.
Yes, so that was originally a position of a lieutenant. We had Lieutenant Ben Namara, who resigned and went on to Westford. We hired Jeff Cormier at the rank of Firefighter Paramedic, which is a much lower pay rate, but it's a 42 hours instead of, I think Ben was originally on a 40-hour, even though we transferred him to 42s. And Jeff is on 42s at a much lower rate.
Okay, and
So the note goes
Chief?
for last year.
yeah,
Chief,
Yes.
those 2 hours in the 42, are they overtime?
No, straight time.
How does that get around the Fair Labor Standards Act?
Because in the Fair Labor Standards Act, there's a specific paragraph related to shift work and firefighters. So it's,
Oh, great.
we're not held to the 40 hours. Actually, I think it goes, Jim, I think it goes as high as 46.
Yep.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And I think the other, we were just curious about the 2,500 for longevity.
Yep. Contractual.
Sure.
Based on their contract, depending on how many years they've been with us in the contract, which I don't have in front of me.
Yeah.
But in this case, the one that Jim has highlighted, Captain Grimley has been with us for 30 years. So he is the highest longevity of the department.
Okay.
and that's paid annually.
Oh, so that's over 12 months. Does he get it?
No, it's a one lump sec check on his anniversary date
Oh,
for the year.
and he actually gets that, or is it just accumulative?
No, he gets it minus a big chunk to Uncle Sam.
Yeah.
Most of it.
Okay. Um, so does the team have any other questions for Mark?
I think it's been wrapped up nicely.
I think he's answered.
I apologize if I came in late. I thought Andreas told me 7.
Oh, no, we go from 5 to 7,
My apologies then.
and you were scheduled.
That's okay. We'll send you the bill for overtime.
Yeah.
He's a firefighter, so that 2 hours doesn't count as overtime.
Yeah, send it to 272 Main Street. So if you don't mind, I'd take just a few minutes of your time then and just advocate that there's a lot of talk about the Collins Institute, and I support that, but I want to point out that the majority of the fire department is not in that, as Jim already pointed out earlier. Part of that is because of the union, but also the paid on-call firefighters and the per diem paramedics, which is the vast majority of our employees, were not included in that Collins Institute study. And I know there hasn't been much consideration given to the needs budget, but I think that if FinCom and the Board of Selectmen are advocating to implement that Collins study, I think it's only fair to point out that the per diem, in particular, the per diem paramedics, as I pointed out in the memo, were identified as being underpaid 6 years ago or 5 years ago.
I remember.
We tried to get them to 25. They're currently at 2350 and have been stuck there for a few years now. So I would highly encourage that if the Collins study is implemented, that some consideration be given to increasing the paramedics to a wage was recognized 5 years ago as being below average.
Chief, which line are they paid out of?
They are paid out of, it's actually highlighted, blue, I believe, on the main page.
In the
It says operational
per diem,
staff
the-
per
the two-
diem.
the 234,906.
And in the needs budget, I requested that be increased by $15,269 to get them from $23.50 to $25 an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you said this blue one was paid out of receipts, ambulance receipts.
It typically is that increase wouldn't necessarily be, and we've had discussions, Jim and I and the board of selectmen, capping that at 430,000 this year because we're taking more money out of there than is sustainable to maintain buying ambulances and replacing EMS equipment. So anything above 430 would be a tax increase, not out of the ambulance receipts.
Okay. And how many do you have per diem?
We've had as many as 26, unfortunately, and I'm not just saying this to advocate for this funding, but unfortunately, because our pay rate is lower than the average all around us, we've dropped down to 12. And I'm currently bleeding overtime because full-time staff are taking this at time and a half shifts. So the full-time staff people are making anywhere between $26 and 30 some odd dollars. And then they're getting time and a half to fill this per diem shift that if we had adequate staff at $23.50 or $25 an hour, would fill it at 25. Instead, we're paying overtime rate for full-time staff to fill those shifts.
Chief, that was 15,236 or something?
269. So, oddly enough, an increase of 15,000 in there could actually save
On the overtime side.
on
Yeah.
the overtime side considerably.
Yeah, in my budget, I just added 15 to that line and cut 15 out of your overtime, so we're good.
Yeah, that might work. It might not. I'll let you know this time next year.
Okay, does the team have any more questions for Mark?
No,
Pretty good.
No,
Okay.
nothing more.
All right, so do we want to vote on this?
satisfied.
I'm sorry.
Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to vote on the fire EMS line budget.
I'll second it.
Yeah, pending salary.
Pending salary.
Larry and Sam. All right, all in favor?
Aye, Sam.
Carolyn Bazika's aye.
Any more
Aye.
votes and it'll be aye asleep.
Don Hayes, aye.
Andrea? Oh, is she still with us?
See her phone still.
'Cause-
I'm sorry, I was on mute. Mute. Yes, aye. Andrea Wood.
Okay, yes, Lynn Pinkerton.
Ooh, excuse me.
Are we keeping you up?
Yes,
Okay, so we approved the budget pending the salary with the Collins. So Mark, even though you were late, I thank you very much for coming and answering our questions.
You're welcome. And again, I apologize for being late.
Okay.
Thank you.
Now we, Jim, you
Yes.
still there?
Yep.
Okay, we have,
That's what I want,
this
so.
one is on cemetery and parks.
Yep.
Gonna wait till dawn.
See if
He's
I
gonna
find
do
it
that.
again.
Yeah.
I'll be right with you.
I could share it if you'd like, Dawn.
Okay, I'll let you do it. I was
Yeah.
just gonna go back and find it.
Yep. Let's see. Share
We had-
screen.
We have the one on FY22, but I didn't have the one for the detailed.
This the one you're looking for or no?
Yeah, that one.
That one.
And can you make it a little bit bigger? Thank you.
The aliens attacking. Oh, boy.
Okay. So there's the. Oh, yeah. We were commenting on the fact that on the 22 budget, that there was $7. Not that I'm quivering over $7, but it also says the Collins Center, so.
So it, yeah, so it's on the big budget book,
The regular budget? Okay, I can. pull it
regular
up.
budget.
Yep,
Yep.
hold on one sec.
Yep.
Yep, right here. That right there?
So the 22, yeah, would be,
I've actually changed this to say 367. The original version from last week that you have should still say 61,360.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Three
And
sixty-seven.
the Collins number, I can actually, oh, I might confuse things.
Yeah, no, on the budget, it says Collins Center is the 61,360.
Yep. And
On-
he's currently getting 61,367.
Yeah,
Mhm.
So I grabbed that $7 and threw it in there, but the reason I did that is because the board has asked me to look at the next step of Collins, which is if somebody is placed into Collins at the closest to but higher than their current rate, and it doesn't equal a 2% increase, bump them to the next step. That will be the case. I'm going to pull up a sheet and hopefully not confuse the
Okay,
world.
we're still seeing the Word document.
Oh, gosh. Okay, well.
It's
I'll,
okay. I did the
I'll-
same thing. I didn't.
I'll stop share on that and then I'll pull up something else. So
Yep.
let me do screen share and this guy share. You should now be seeing something with 2 yellow stripes.
Yep.
yeah,
Okay, so this is a spreadsheet that has been my nightmare in the last month. This is everybody by name, by position, by hours worked, if they're salaried or hourly rate, their FY21 salary, their 21 longevity if they get it, which becomes irrelevant in a minute, I'll tell you.
Mhm.
Salary including longevity if they were rolled together, which was originally being contemplated but may not come to pass. Hourly rate if you include longevity. So forget the longevity stuff for now.
yeah,
So Collins closest to but higher, which is the recommended, and then their new annual under Collins. This column here, if anybody was less than 2%, I was given direction by the board to do this, which is get everybody up to that next step. So if somebody was only making a 0.178%, they are now showing at a 3.78 because they're going up a step, which is 2%. So
Okay.
there's an additional expense being carried. So this shows the cost to implement at 83,000. The cost on the first page is closer to 69,000. So it's about a $15,000 increase to make certain that everybody has at least a 2% increase. Put them on Collins, closest to but higher, but if it's less than 2, put them to the next step. So Rogers is an example. Let me find him.
right there,
So right now, let's see.
the red.
Right, so 61,360, and if you put him to the closest to but higher, he'd be at the same rate. So that's a 0% increase. So when I finish this sheet, that's going to have the next step into it. There's also a highlight on his cell because there's currently a discussion about reviewing the classification of his position, because you'll notice that he is the cemetery superintendent and he is at grade E, yet all of the other superintendent positions, highway, water, and facilities, are in grade F. So part of the discussion with Roger's position going forward is looking at the classification of it to make certain it's appropriately classified. If he goes up to a grade F, that is going to impact the salary as well. So his is still at play, which is why he's highlighted like that.
Jim,
Yes, Andrea.
did you say that if they put in the Collins plan, he will end up with a 3-point-something raise?
As of right now, if you do Collins, he gets 0%.
Okay.
If you do Collins with a guarantee that everybody makes at least 2 points, he would see a
Yeah.
2-point raise, which is, I don't have it on this sheet, but whatever 2% of, I guess I could do it. He'd see an increase of,
No, you don't have to.
No.
That's fine. I was just, it sounded before when you explained,
he'd see
I
1,200 bucks.
misinterpreted something you said. Yeah.
Now, that's
All
easy.
right.
That's easy to do because I sometimes talk circles.
No, it's mine. It's me. The problem I have, why is, this goes back to another thing, but why is the highway superintendent class in the superintendent's union? Is it just a name?
Why is the highway superintendent in the supervisors union?
Yeah. Why isn't he department head? Because for what he does
Yep.
and the decisions he makes,
Yep.
he acts as a department head.
Right. Well, let's look at the list here. So you've got the building commissioner, clearly a department head, right? He's in
Right.
he's in the supervisors union. You've got Vicki Tidman, the principal assessor, clearly a department head. She's in the supervisors union. Bob Beauchamp, facility superintendent. He's in the supervisors union. Dave Vigneault.
Okay, don't have to go on then.
Yeah,
That doesn't sound right
they're
at all.
Well, the way that happened, Andrea, you remember back in early 2015, it was just, 6 months or so before I got here, a group of department heads unionized.
Oh yes, I know that, but you're wrong about one. The assessors really, Vicki Tidman acts as the department head, but she has to run things through the assessors themselves. She can't act on everything. Where Jim Smith does not have another board or commission over him.
Yep.
He is it.
Yep. Same with Bob Beauchamp, the facility superintendent. He is it. Land use coordinator doesn't have a board or a committee above it. It's not currently filled, but that's another one that it's in the union. They sign cards, they petition the Department of Labor, and when the dust settled, those that were in are in, and that's what we got.
Well, I think that, especially on a highway superintendent, I think that's blatantly unfair.
Well, the other
That's
option,
just my opinion.
Right. The other option, though, Andrea, is he would default to the personnel policies with no contract protection, because the only positions allowed individual contracts under the law are town administrator, police chief, fire chief, town accountant, treasurer, collector, and now assessor. So back to Vicki. Vicki would love her position to be out of the union. That can only be accomplished by negotiation, because she now could have a personal services contract like her peers on the finance team. So that's something that gets discussed at the bargaining table, whether or not that position would get dislodged from the union or not.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Dawn had another question back to cemetery and parks about energy. Dawn, if you can put that up again.
Yeah. Okay. Bear with me. Let me get it.
Man, you look like you're in your shed.
Oh, me?
Yeah, it's so dark.
No, don't you know we're on candlelight?
There you go.
Don't worry about the beeswax. Doesn't cost as much.
There you go. What are you looking for, Don? I might be able to find it.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get back to it. Can you throw up that Word document again?
Yep.
Cemetery and parks.
Yeah, I have it.
Share screen and boom. And share. That guy?
I'm just trying. Oh, no. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
It was the energy line.
Yep.
In this document, it's showing 3425,
Yeah.
and in the big budget book, it's 3525.
Ah, you're hired twice in the same night. Go to the big budget book.
Then he gets double time.
3525. Yes. You are correct. That's interesting.
I mean, I know it wasn't much, but it was different between the.
Am I missing a formula here, or am I 100 off the
No. Line 653 is still 3525.
Right, no, I see that. I'm just wondering if I'm, so
Yeah.
135, 851 in that doc. And 851. I'm just wondering how I'm,
Oh, there's another line of 100 somewhere. Okay. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, because I just noticed back to the other one.
Yep. I'll
Nine?
chase this down. We don't have to make the sausage live here. I can track that down.
Yeah. Well, I was just seeing that in FY19 it was 3525, and then it changed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe if it was supposed to be based off FY19, then it should be the 3525.
Let me try to get funky here and move this to another page. Okay. All right. 35, 25, 300, 500, 25, 20, 46, 100, 500, 100, purchase services, 500. Yeah, it's the, let's see, I think 600. I'll chase it. I'm gonna go mad staring at it now.
Yeah, just highlight it.
Yeah. I think it's this $100 other purchase services that is the difference. It's zeroed out in the big book.
Yeah.
So it's 100 higher up above. So in Roger's budget, we're looking at here, it's 3425, and then he's got 100. So we total out to that 851. When you go to the big book budget, it's 3525, but that 100's not down there, which is why we're still totaling the same. So I'll find out which way he intends it to be or wishes it to be, whether the 100 comes out of there and goes down there, or which way he wants it.
Okay, so does the team have any more questions?
None.
None for me.
I have none.
Oh. Can you hear me?
Yep.
I got
Okay.
you.
Jim, do you have the link for Saturday?
Yes. I'll email it out right now.
Appreciate it.
Lynn,
Yes?
when I posted our meeting for Saturday, the top part of our posting is the link too.
Yeah.
So he doesn't have to send it to us. If you check the calendar, it's right there.
All right.
But I think
Well,
I
I just wanted to make sure everybody had it.
Yep.
I don't. I think I do. I got the joint meeting here that I came in the email and I forwarded it to me. And it worked this time.
Okay.
I just clicked on it and it did its own thing.
Lynn, I just sent it to you and Andrea again,
Okay,
so you'll have another live link in that email.
great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, that concludes our business. So,
Adjourn.
we need a motion.
I gave a motion to adjourn.
I'll second it.
And that'll be at 7:34.
Good night.
Those in favor?
Take care.
No.
Wait a
Good night,
minute, all in
everybody.
favor?
Aye, Sam Grant, aye, yes, go.
Aye, aye.
Aye, done.